Jonathan.
How are you, Ati?
I'm fine, and how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm great, Ati. Today it's a rainy day here. It's a little cold, but I'm happy to be here, like always.
Thank you. And today it's a warm day, 32 degrees. The sun is shining, and there's like good weather conditions. It's a bit hot, but we drink and stay in the shade, so everything is fine. I just wanted to mention that last night I was reading from the book of Philo of Alexandria, and he said that the ancient people looked at the rain not as we in our modern time look at the rain as a nature, a phenomenon, but they were turning to God and asking that the heavenly abundance will arrive as rain. So the rain, the ancient perceived rain as communication with God. Not something that
I,
bothers us because we have good afternoon, dear Victoria. We're very happy that you're here. Because now when we look at the rain, people are bothered. They need to carry umbrella and so and equipment, and they have to how do you say, plan ahead. They're really bothered. But the ancient one looked at rain as a communication, intimate communication with God.
so, according Philo, the rain carries the blessed from heaven, something like that.
Yes, the abundance, the infinite abundance and
Yes.
blessings from God is very intimate relation, because every drop of rain is carrying the infinite with it. Every drop of rain, a drop, like a dot, carries the infinite. So they really gave respect to this intimacy. This is from Philo.
It's
So,
interesting, very
yes.
interesting. Yes.
So I'm very happy to hear about the rain. And good morning, Fernando. And good morning, Felipe and Philip here. Felipe Tedesco, hello, hello, hello. You're here, and Philip is here, and Victoria on YouTube. I'm very happy to see you. And Fernando is here. Good morning. Rodrigo, if do you have an access basically to the whiteboard? Can we start, or you need to still connect, or you have an access?
Shalom, it's a good
I'm,
evening.
I'm,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Hello, Fernando. Please go ahead, Fernando.
Just greeting. Good.
We're very happy that you're here. Very happy.
Yes.
So,
Actually,
yes.
I, I'm already access to the whiteboard. I can see it. Um, there is a picture, a man looking for something, with sheep and an angel, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And and I see uh, the test. I it's too small to me. I
Okay.
can't.
Okay. So we shall enlarge the text. I just
Yes, yes,
the
now,
name.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Exodus, yes, Exodus, chapter 3,
Yes.
Shemot,
Yes.
yes.
Exodus chapter 3, and the topic is Moses as a shepherd. Let's see what is the meaning of Moses as a shepherd. It's not really, it's not something literal, and we shall try to look into more deeper perspective, of which also Philo is offering, and also later what we find at later as Kabbalah or as Zohar. Those perspectives uh, were really ancient, and together today with numbers and letters we shall go through this kind of thinking. So, who would like to read the English? We just need one verse, verse 1. Who would like to read the English, and then we shall move to the Hebrew?
Please, Fernando, could you read for us?
Now I can, but I will be mostly listening to you. I can see here.
You don't
Which
have
verse it is?
Exodus 3, verse 1,
Okay.
if possible.
Yes, yes. Verse 1. Now Moses was keeping the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the farthest end of the wilderness, and came to the mountain of God, and to Horeb.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I would like to focus in the Hebrew. If you want, Fernando, can you read also verse Aleph, verse 1 in Hebrew? Is it possible?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is my pleasure.
Thank you.
Verse Aleph.
Yes.
Moshe Haya Roe
Yes.
et Son Ithu Yetro
Yes.
Hutnu Kohe Midian Kohen Midian by Nahag et Hatson Ahar Hamidi Midbar
Yes.
Vayavo El Har Ha Elohim Horeva.
Thank you. Excellent reading. Excellent reading. And now I would like to look at the name Yitro. In English we say Jethro, but let's look into the value of Yitro, Jethro in English, and see what is happening and how we read the verse not as a historical story, but something which is happening inside of our hearts. 1 second, I'll take a thin pen and I write it here. Yitro. I'm trying to make it like beautiful. 1 second, I'll write it again. Yitro. The value of Yitro is 616. What happens when we sum up the numbers?
13.
Yes, 13. What is the value of 13? I mean, in Hebrew, which two words have, at the moment there are more, but that we learned that have the value of 13? Do you remember?
Echad and love.
Very good. Echad is 1 and Ahava, love. Now, how can we read now the name Yitro or Jethro? Whenever we think about Jethro, what can we think of?
This name is related to love and to the unit, to the one.
Yes, very good. Now, this is one perspective. So now Moses is keeping the flocks of whom or what? If it's not Jethro, if we replace the word Jethro, so what is Moses keeping? The flocks of
The Lord.
But also the flocks of
The unity.
Unity and love. Unity and love. Yes. Just give us a little, again, relation to Pythagoras triangle in Hebrew. 3, 4, and 5. This side of the triangle, this side of the 5, the diagonal, is called Yeter. Yeter, the 3 letters from Yitro. So love is basically here. one second, because I want to continue. So here Moses is shepherd or keeping the flocks of love. And now we continue. וינהג את הצאן אחר המדבר, and he led the flocks after or beyond the wilderness, אחר המדבר. This is it. Where did he lead them? אחר המדבר, after the desert or beyond the desert. This is interesting. אחר המדבר. Has the value of 460. Can you check? Beyond the wilderness. Yes. Achar is 209 and Hamidbar is 251. Together it's 460?
Yes.
Yes. Now, when we look at 460, we can read it also at 640. And at 640, we can read as 2 in the power of 6, meaning 2, double 2, double 2, 6 times, or basically 2, double 2, 4, 5, 6, or we take the 6 down and this is 26 or tetragrammaton. Now, what is beyond the desert or after the wilderness? To which place, mental place? This is not a physical realm. Moses is taking care of the flocks of love, and he takes them beyond the wilderness. What is beyond the wilderness? Which mental place is it inside of us? The 26 or the tetragrammaton. What, when we think about the 26 or the tetragrammaton, what does these terms is associated or are associated inside of us?
Love and mercy.
Love and mercy. Love and mercy. Yes, yes.
Fullness or the abundance or the fullness, the plenitude,
Holiness.
the completeness. Yeah, the completeness or the holiness.
Yes. Yes.
And Deti,
Yes.
could we also in that we cannot speak because we do not have the ability to articulate the holy name, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's hard to express love in music, this infinite love. This is why artists are so, in a way, we feel that they're touching something if they manage to express something. It is hard to
Yes.
express. It is hard to express love. Yes.
And when I see the words Aher Hamidbar,
Yes.
and it's beyond the desert, right?
Yes. Yes.
But Davar is a word,
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
it's beyond the
Be-
words.
Beyond words, beyond speaking. This is excellent.
Yes.
In a place that which is not speakable. Love, yes, is beyond the words that we can express. Yes. Yes. And here Jethro is not, let's say, historical figure. Yitro comes from yeter. Yeter is the extra, like the diagonal. The diagonal in the Pythagoras triangle is called in Hebrew yeter, because it has the extra. It doesn't have, so to speak, the 3 and the 4, which share 90 degrees angle. It's like extra. It's 4 plus 1. Also, the first born is named in Hebrew yeter set V'yeter oz, a firstborn can carry more, and also he can be stronger because he's carrying the spirit. Yeter is extra. So here we understand that love, in a way, is extra, is beyond things. So as Jethro expresses love in this way, and love is beyond of what we know, of what is familiar to us, in the same manner Moses takes the flocks beyond the desert, or beyond the wilderness, or beyond the speakable word, something which is extra, something that we cannot even conceive. In a way, love is inconceivable.
And it's also something that is not, we cannot, I was just thinking here that love we cannot make like a casual uh, thinking, you know, like
Yes. It's not causal. Yes, it's not a causal.
yes,
Love is not a causal thinking. Excellent. This is what we learn. Why we learn in a way here is a parallel thinking, parallel or non-linear, because this is the way to express love. Because a causal thinking is like of interest. This cause it's a linear thinking in space and time. But lateral or parallel thinking is the expression of love. This is why we learn it, and we make sure to have regular sessions, and you have also lessons, conversations in Brazil, to practice, to speak and to practice and to think, and this in our daily lives. This is what also Philo of Alexandria, he lives, he's integrating this in life. He's not a philosopher who sits somewhere in the tower and everybody lives somewhere else and he's far away. No, he is integrated, and he experienced this and writes about it in his books. He also sees Moses as the most brilliant mind, and he expresses his admiration to his clear thinking of writing the 5 books of Moses. And he also explains why Moses chose to open the Bible with Bereshit and not with the 10 Commandments. He also explained Moses' choice as a writer to express something beyond. Questions or thoughts, or would you like to look at a painting, like a Middle Ages painting? Would you like to look at it or ask questions?
Eti, just
Yes.
before we look at the painting,
Yes.
I may, there is the mountain of God, and it's called Horeb in English, or
Yes.
Horeba in
Yes.
Hebrew. And I don't know if you could say something about this hard, this mountain.
Yes. Har Elohim, the mountain of God, Horeb. Horeb. In terms of numbers, or Har Elohim, Har is not just a mountain in English. Har comes from Hirhur, thinking, meaning in a place when we think like God, the divine logos, it is very dry. Horeb Horev. Here, Horev, the last word. In English, they say Horeb. The word, I will color it. Horev comes from dry. Sorry, I have a very big ink and I will move to a thin ink. Horev. I hope that I have it right. Yes. Yes. Dry, meaning, what does it mean dry? There is no water, meaning there is no time. And he came to the mountain of God. Mountain of God is how God is thinking. He came into a mental space inside of himself, which is capable of communicating the divine logos. And this place is dry. What does it mean dry? Is beyond time and space, because time and space is mostly represented by water.
And,
Yes.
and this word Horeva reminds me the word swords.
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
there is any relation.
Cherev is a sword. Yes, cherev is a sword. Cherev.
Without the hay.
Yes, the hay is a feminine, or in this case, the hay shows the direction. Choreva is towards chorev, towards dryness in this case. We say Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, but to the direction of Jerusalem, we say Yerushalayim. There is a hey, sound of a at the end, which notes the direction, suffix. But Chorev is also dry. Hello, we have friends here, Venus and another friend here, Marcelo. Shalom. So Chorev again is dry option. Another option, Cherev is a sword. We can look at the divine logos as a sword because it's very sharp, very sharp. This is also an option, and when the thought is sharp, we can cut the unnecessary things. It's like a scalpel that you can cut and look at the things as they are. Questions or impressions or things that you'd like to share?
I was just thinking it that this movement to go to the plan of thinking, the mountain, right? And it makes me remember the book of modesty, the book of Zohar.
Yes.
And I was just wondering that when you have to go back to the come back from the high, you need to get down from the high and to apply these
Yes.
ideas or to manifest the love and kindness. So in this context, how could we think about this going and this coming and going of this love and unity?
It's a very good question. It is the more we speak about it with friends, the more we share, the more we can notice how synchronicities are happening in our daily lives. And when synchronicities are happening or unplanned things, and suddenly a change is starting to appear. So in a way, when we speak or we share those moments with friends, or even we notice a dream, it's the same relation if we relate to a dream like it was a friend. So it's like drops of rain. It's a communication. So basically to share those moments. This is what it means to integrate, to share those moments with friends, those impressions, ideas, in letters, in WhatsApp. There are many ways today to share, but it is very important, and it is changing the way we think and the way we relate to life. Because slowly, the more we converse with friends about it, we understand that the systems that we grew into, though we are born in different continents and speak different languages, all of us were born into systems, states, and so. And we understand that those institutions, systems, is just a construct of men, and beyond this there is life. Beyond or after this wilderness of the institutions, the familiar institutions that we are familiar, and everybody tell us this is life, TV, what is happening on TV, breaking news, this is life. We can walk in our mind beyond this. And then our lives are changing, because I can share from our life. We don't watch TV. There is a structure like a screen, but we don't watch TV because it's like, how do you say, it causes a person to be passive, like a receiver, like a person throw into his veins sugar. So like diabetic, a person who consumes TV is like a diabetic. So to be active, to walk, to ride bicycles, to share with friends, to live life as they come, but not through the filters that the elders told us this is life and you have to do that, this and that. And suddenly, the more we share with friends, those walls of prison that we were accustomed that this is life, or this is how life are working, and this is the only way, those walls are melting. And there's like sense of freedom which is always coming with this. And not every day, every moment, another a wall is falling, because it's a lie, and truth comes and stands. And slowly our lives are changing. I hope that I gave you an answer.
Yes, thank you.
Eti,
Yes.
may I share just two thoughts?
Yes.
Uh, the first one is we talk about Jethro, and he was the priest of Midian,
Yes.
and I realized that Midian is 104, which is 4 times the tetragrammaton. It's
Excellent.
interesting.
Excellent. Midian is 104. Yes, which is 4 times the tetragrammaton. Yes?
Yes.
Very good.
It's a beautiful connection between the name Jethro, the love, the one, and his the Kohen, Midian.
Mm-hmm.
And the other observation is that the Mount Horeb, the same of Sinai Mountain,
Yes, yes, excellent, excellent.
and Sinai is 130.
Yes, 5 times the tetragrammaton.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Here we have 4 times tetragrammaton. This is Midian from, yes, very good. And he, very good, very good.
Yes. Just to share, thank you.
Excellent. Questions, thoughts, or shall we dive into the painting?
Maybe it would even be nice to finish that triangle with any word that means a 3 times tetragrammaton,
Mm-hmm.
if there is something relevant.
Yes. We can think about it.
Ruach Elohim, maybe.
Ruach Elohim.
No.
No?
I know.
No, Ruach Elohim is 300, which Ruach Elohim is 300, and it's 3. Yes? So it's in the realm of 3.
And Elohim also in its feeling, it's not 300. I don't.
Yes,
I'm not
Elohim.
sure.
Elohim is in its feeling is 300.
Yes, I was thinking the same, Philip. I was searching for the number 3,
Yes.
because we have the 4 and the 5.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Of course. Here we have Elohim, Har Aha Elohim, the mountain of God, and Elohim in its feeling is 300. Shall we write it to make it simple? I mean, to those who are listening, Elohim, we write in this way, 5 letters. Elohim in its feeling, meaning not just write single letters, but as they are being pronounced. Aleph, we write Aleph Lamed Fei, and the value is 111. Lamed is 74. Hey, I'm not sure if the hey in the filling is with the 5, or I just make an experiment now, yes? Because I'm not sure. Yod, and mem is 40. This is 20. This is 10. This mem is 80. So here we have 100. 100. Does it go? Let's see.
With the feeling of yod, yes, we get it, because with now we had 245, 295. Sorry, 295. But if you put the feeling of yod in the hey.
Yes. Okay. So let me 1 second. Let me change. This is a razor. 1 second. I'll change the razor. 1 second. I write hey. And here, 1 second. Here, I change it. Where are you? 1 second. Razor. Here. So you say, write the hey with the feeling of yod. Yes?
Yes. And then
we got 15. Yes?
Yes. And 300, the shin.
Okay, very good. So this is 115. And this is 185. Very good. And together we have 300. And when we look at it clearly, without a 0, second, I'll move the pen. We are 300. Without the 0, we are coming at 3. So here we can write Elohim with its feeling. Plus feeling.
And just to remind that Moses, he's the 3, 4, 5, so he has all the face of triangle in his name.
Yes, this is why Philon says he's the brilliant mind. He's the most brilliant mind ever lived. Yes. So let's dive into. Are we complete with the text? Can we move? Look what a journey to move on the whiteboard. Here we are. What do we see? This is from French, I think, manuscript. Middle Age manuscript. Yes. What do we see?
We see the burning bush.
Yes. Where is it? Please describe the sides. Left, right, up and down, and let's share it. I would like to focus the painting also, that people on YouTube will be able to see the complete painting. Yes. What do we see?
You can see Moses, the angel, the sheep in the mountain,
Yes.
and the burning bush. Let's say, and these were the subjects.
Mm-hmm. And what is happening under his right palm? Do you see something? Let's make it
Yeah.
a focus. What do we see here? Under his right palm. What is happening here? What do we see?
Like a stick.
Yes, yes. And what is so special about this stick? The part that touches the ground or the sand of the desert, how does it look like?
Serpents.
A serpent. So if the stick is like turning down, its gravity is the serpent. Yes, and God told him, if you lift it in your hand, it is the tree of life. I mean, the direction will be up. But if you throw it to the ground, it's like gravity. The power of gravity is the power of the serpent. Now, if before we said that mountain, Har, in Hebrew represent the thought, the divine thinking or logos, what does it mean that here the sheep and the goats, they are like climbing the mountain? What kind of process this painting represent inside of ourselves? If the sheep and the goat, the flocks, are not physical animals, what do they present inside of us? How many legs do they have?
4.
4. So what does the sheep or the goat representing?
The manifest, the material.
The material is rising up the mountain of thought and in a way wants to take over. Do we understand this concept? Questions? Venus, questions? Philip, Marcelo, Felipe, Victoria. You can ask, you can express even something which is not connected to this painting or the topic of class today.
It's quite a nice concept. I don't want to get too much outside of the abstract of it, but the myth goes that when the burning bush appeared, is that it appeared into the physical, the material world from the higher dimensions coming into this one to manifest, and that was the physical form that it ended up taking within the forms of what we're able to perceive as, hence why it didn't end up burning itself away. It was just the only way it could be conceived in the third dimension. So it was nice how you said that the sheep's going up the hill is a form of the material world wanting to take over.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It is interesting. It is interesting. Because bush in Hebrew, we have another friend here, I think, came into class. No. Bush in Hebrew is a conversation. I mean, siach. I will write all of those words because I would like to share them with you, but I'll move here to take a second. When we translate the Bible from Hebrew to English, there is a changes, how to say, the words are being changed. In Hebrew, the Bible says hasne. There is a name, hasne. Hasne is the name of the bush, or sne. Sne. But when we translated this term into English, it becomes like bush or burning bush. Like physical. Even if we take it as translated burning bush or bush, when you translate from English back to Hebrew, bush is a siach. Siach is both botanical bush, but also a conversation. What Moses noticed is an ongoing conversation, a conversation that never stops. Inside of his mind, inside of our mind, if we are, honest enough, we admit that in our head there's an ongoing conversation of fire, because the thoughts are fire. This is an ongoing conversation, and the fire, in a way, never stops. The communication, the words, the thoughts, they never stop. People for generations read the Bible as literal. Moses was walking, he saw like a flare, a sun flare. It was very hot in the desert, maybe. This is what scientists telling us, that 50 degrees Celsius, come a ray of the sun, and there's like a dry leaf and starts a fire in already dried bush, so it catches the fire very easily, and then we have, so to speak, a physical fire in the field. Okay. Right? This is what happens now in regions like the Middle East. It's very hot. But this is not about it. The burning bush is an ongoing conversation that Moses admit that this is existing inside of us all the time. When we go to sleep, we wake up, it's all the time we are just thinking, and it never stops.
Even more so that the burning bush appeared to speak to Moses.
So I don't quite understand your question.
No, I was just saying how the burning bush that's described in the Bible through the events that happened appeared for Moses to have a conversation with him.
Yes, definitely. It's a conversation. The more we read, for instance, I think that Fernando and Rodrigo, I think Felipe also, they're reading Luria, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria's writing, and Luria speaks about it. It was a conversation, and also Philon mentions in the Greek, the classical philosophical schools, the Greek schools, they Plato and so. But in Luria's writing, like from the 16th century, and I made few podcasts about it, that they bring like a completely plan, I mean numbers, letters, completely mathematic, that a conversation in the burning bush is a conversation that comes from the infinite through our mind and communicate to us all the time. Yes, Nick, I was going into deep meditation and my voice is getting a bit very silent when I go to different realms. Insight of the 6 goats, Venus is asking. Venus counted 6 goats. What does the number 6 represent? Which letter?
Bereshit,
Yeah,
the creation.
Bereshit. Very good. Yeah, very good, very good. The 6 letters of Bereshit, there's a new creation. Very good, because this conversation will encourage him to go and to speak to Pharaoh and to release the people. But also, yes, the Vav of the Spirit. Yes, the connecting Vav or disconnecting. Very good, very good. Very good. So to answer Philip's question, there are writings that are completely pages, how do you say, complete pages in Hebrew, which I was reading and speaking to them in our podcasts about this burning bush inside of us. Yes, yes. Scientists cannot explain this, the ability to speak and these ideas that we have. They can maybe, how do you say, make pictures in MRI of different fields in the brain. This is like feelings, this is like, so taste, but what the sages are explaining, I mean, Plato, Philon from Alexandria, Luria, is quite remarkable.
In that same sense, also, when the stories were put together after everything that's happened, it could only get written down with the amount of understanding that they have then, using the words with the vocabulary that they're using in that time.
It is interesting what you say, because Philon of Alexandria said that Moses, I mean, this is why we call the 5 books of the Torah 5 books of Moses. We say in English 5 books of Moses, because he wrote them down. And he, in a very brilliant act of writing, he picked clearly the letters, the words. This is interesting because sometimes he uses the term ro'etzon, a shepherd of flocks, ro'etzon. This is his how do you say, coin or expression to say this is a loyal shepherd. And there is ish mikne. Ish mikne. Those are completely different terms, not just in Hebrew, but also a moral. If Moses is saying in the Bible, ro'etzon, a shepherd of flocks, this is a positive, because he makes sure that they will not go through unwanted area, that they will have green meadows. Like, he's making sure that everything will be stay in the, and he doesn't speak about here physical flocks, but a person who is in charge of his thoughts. I mean, try to see what is happening inside of his mind. The sheep and the goats here are just, we see in the painting like something biological, but those are thoughts inside of ourselves. So ro'etzon, a shepherd inside of us, the term Oetzon shepherd, he will try to lead his thoughts to a good place. When there's green meadows present, green is always present, and there's water, optimal conditions. But when we find the term ish mikneh, this is a person that goes, so to speak, with the herd, but he's not a shepherd. In a way, his flocks, his thoughts, his feeling are going all over the place. Sometimes he gets drunk, sometimes he goes to the movie, sometimes dream with friends, sometimes he's happy, sometimes he's sad. And it's not for nothing that sometimes Moses used the term Boetzon, shepherd. This is a positive, and we don't speak here about a person and his flocks. He speaks about situations inside of ourselves. When a person is sovereign, he's a shepherd. He is aware that this is his thoughts, he's monitoring his thoughts and his feelings. While Ish Mikneh, a person with flocks somewhere, he just wants to have like experience in life. Sometimes he's drinking, sometimes he's, in the circus, in the theater, sometimes here, this is a difference. So, to be a shepherd, what does it mean to be a shepherd inside of ourselves? To notice when our thoughts are walking, or what kind of thoughts do we think during the day? What kinds of feelings, sensations, impressions? Why do we sing certain songs? Sometimes we sing during the day. What kind of song is coming to us? Why? What are the lyrics? What is the impression? Memory? Why does it come? What this song wants to tell me? So this is the inner meaning of being a shepherd. When a person is shepherd, he will take his flocks, his ideas, after the desert, in a place that's a mental space of which we cannot speak or express. This is love. Is it understood? I mean, this direction of thinking is understood? Hello? Maybe I disconnected, or...
No,
Yes.
I can hear you actually. Yes, just think about it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Most welcome. Venus is writing here, awareness of his dynamic within a collective. Shepherd acts in the interest of collective, especially in conversation. Thank you, Venus. So now, this is a little question or exercise that we can take. I mean, soon we shall seal the conversation, but this is an exercise that we can do to see if we are shepherding our thoughts, or we just moving during the day from this side to this side, like pendulum. It's good to try. This is a good exercise to try to follow our thoughts, our feelings, our impressions, our memory, and to stay with them. Not just that we are being beaten by them and then we are thrown from side to side, like a person whose friend is beating him with a stick. But let's try to walk through the day with the exercise while we're trying to shepherd the thoughts, the impressions, the feelings, emotions, memories inside of us, and let's try to lead those memories, thoughts, impressions, so to a good place, to a green meadow, when there is always green and present. Does it make any sense?
Yes,
Hello.
it makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
You're most welcome, because today is Tuesday. Yes. Tomorrow is Wednesday. There is no session. Thursday, in 48 hours, we shall have the next session or conversation. So until Thursday, we can practice. Let's try, and all of us practice. And try to not to monitor. Some monitor is like a modern word for medicine or so, but try to see where we are at, each and every one of us, what is happening inside, but to admit, even if we're upset, even if we have a dark moment, to admit, and it will move away. But to admit, if we admit and we're honest, it will move on, and very fast. But not to brush, to see what is happening, which universes are coming and going inside of us. This is very, very important. The more we notice those worlds, the more we can move on. So, I hope it was not too hard to conceive.
So, I believe it's easy to understand the concept, but it's hard to keep that awareness in our daily life. Um, we know that how can I say, that maybe would be better if we had another perspective, is distance or spots, and act as a shepherd or a sovereign. But I can understand the concept, but it's a process to live in this way, and it's how can I say, maybe a long process to uh, to be able to do this.
Yes, it is possible, Rodrigo. It is possible, day by day, drop by drop. Every drop is meaningful, like we were discussing at the beginning of conversation about the relations of the ancient one, regarding the drop of rain. Every drop is meaningful. Every drop is a blessing from heaven. So every day we make a little progress, all of us together, all of us together. Yes? This is it. So I would like to thank all of you to join us today for this beautiful conversation. I would like to wish you a good exercise, and we can meet here on Thursday at the same time. Thank you so much.
Great, Chetty. Thank you very much to be here. Maybe I would not be here on Thursday because Joachim is his birthday, and maybe we travel around. But as soon as possible, I will be back, and I wish all of blessings to you and to all of our friends here on the Discord and YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and happy birthday to you, to Yehoiachin. Thank you so much. Give him our blessings to his birthday. We're very happy.
Thank you. And shalom, shalom to everybody.
Shalom, shalom.